We found this interesting structure coming down the path. What do you think it might be, Ken?
Well, we know it's not a natural fall because of the way each one's interweaved. So it's a teepee structure. There again, there's a trail that goes right off up through there, so we're not sure. You'll have to excuse us, guys. We had to leave the area we were in, where we showed you where the impact craters were, because about 50 yards away from that, my wife almost stepped on an unexploded
Ordnance.
If I'm not mistaken, it's a rocket-propelled grenade, and it was still very much intact, and Lord knows how many years it's been laying out here. So obviously we'll be stopping by the ranger's office on the way out to let him know that he's got a few live ones up here.
There's a hole down here. Not that this has anything to do with Sasquatch, but I thought it was interesting.
Jiminy Christmas.
Yeah, it's a Devo hole. Now that could have been a crater built too, or I don't know, maybe a water well. Maybe ripped up a tree.
You can't tell.
Here, I'll let you guys follow us for a little bit. Which direction you want to go in, huh?
Let's walk up this way a little bit.
Sounds
good.
good.
Back out around
And get on that old road.
Oh yeah.
Okay, husband sees something. Oh.
We keep stepping over trees.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say every fallen tree is done by a Sasquatch. Mother Nature does her fair share. But if we look right over here, this was popped and laid directly across the road.
Yeah, it is. And this used to be an old road.
Yep.
Interesting. We'll get a closer look at it.
I'm definitely going to blame a squatch for that one. Because I'll probably find the print once we get it. I just stepped right in front.
Yep. Oh, see, it's laid over the road. And that's a good 7 feet tall. I can walk right under this branch. Maybe.
There's a partial right here.
If you don't know what you're looking for, it looks like a bunch of dirt, but there's impressions.
I am 6'1". So whatever did that had to be at least
7, 8.
8 to 9 foot tall.
Yeah.
And just snapped it right over. Yeah.
There's another one that's been broke off. Lower to the ground, but it's been snapped. Alright, I'll get back with you in a little bit. Hold on. Go.
Alright folks, we got another break up here with appears to be some old prints. This has been down for a while because when they burned, obviously it got some of it, but It laid a tree down and laid another limb across it. And back behind us we got another break, another barrier, or boundary marker if you will. In our current location, where Natalie will pan for you and show you. All up this road, every 2 or 3 feet, we're finding different size footprints that are definitely a little old, because it's rained about 3 times since we've been out here last. So the rain unfortunately has a tendency to erase the footprints. So give them a little shot and let them see where we're at. Alright, let's keep on walking and see what else we can find.
Alright. I'll keep you along with us for a little bit. Here's something interesting. What do you think? Possibly?
Well, what Natalie's pointing at is a good example of could not be. I would probably label this off to being natural due to the fact that there's a pine tree.
Go straight up.
The limb in question that has fallen is a pine limb that probably came off from up there.
Yep.
So in this one, I would call that
nature.
Woodfall, what we call woodfall, an act of nature. So when we look at these breaks and where trees have been pushed over, we're looking for another reason other than natural causes. When we find trees that have been broken and stood up, like we found on the Pinhoti, then the first thing we do is start doing a little circle to figure out where it came from. In this particular instance, it did come from uphill, but it came 20 yards uphill, and this particular tree was stood straight up in the middle of the trail. And considering the tree was just over 30 foot tall, the part that was standing up, not the part that was broke off 4 foot off the ground, I'm going to say I don't know a man alive on this planet could pick that sucker up and stand it up like that. But if you do come across one, I don't want to meet him.
Alright. Keep us going here.
Really?
That's interesting.
The water's really eroded this, but 1, 2, that's only got 4 toes.
The rain could have eroded it, but that's very interesting.
Well, I've seen actually 2 bear prints up here so far, but that's not a bear print in question. So. Okay, whenever this thing come through here, he kept stopping. I don't know if he was looking for something up there or stopping to check behind him. It's very interesting.
Why do you say that? Why do you say he stopped? How can you tell?
Well, he could have possibly walked straight ahead, but why would he? the reason why I say that is because of where we're at right now. Yeah, we're pretty far away from people or anybody. So now, granted, on trails, it's a little harder to find footprints because they know they're on a trail. These animals are not stupid. Excuse me. But back here, they're using these old roads like crazy. So I keep finding footprints where he stopped here. Now, is he looking for something, or is he stopping and turning? Their necks don't turn like ours. If I'm this direction, I can do this. They have to actually stop and turn because their necks won't turn as far as ours. At least to the best of our knowledge from what we've seen from Patterson Gimling film and a few other snapped photographs. It's very difficult. They can't look over their shoulder. But for information on tracking, there are books out there. I have in my own personal library the SAS handbook on tracking, real good for a beginner. Gives you the basis of what to look for and how to look for tracks. And it's a dying art, and it's a lot of fun, even if you're not out here looking for Sasquatch.
Yeah, you can find all kinds of
it's
animal
real good
prints.
Information for being in nature. All right. Okay, folks, what we see right here is the outline of a smaller print. And you say, well, maybe it's somebody wearing a boot. Well, this break right here in the foot says it's barefoot, not a boot. Your boots have a break in them, but it's back here by the heel. On their foot, if we look at mine, it'll be located right in here. So this is a young juvenile that stepped here some time ago, and he's walking. He stepped down on his heel and postured out like that right there. That's where you get a good break. If this was a little bit cleaner, I'd be casting that.
They're out here, folks. Sasquatch and their family. Sasquatches? Sasquatchy. Hairy men. Yowies. Oh, that's a nice set. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Look what we found. Very nice.
Let me look at some things too.
Okay. Yeah. They broke it off down there.
Could have fell.
It could have fell, but then they made... Okay, I can take that. It could have fell. Very true.